Hi everyone, welcome to the first webinar of a series of webinars conducted by TCS in lieu of the upcoming management case study examinations happening in February 2023. My name is Nick and I'm one of the lead tutors for MCS at TCS. So let's look at the session outcomes for tonight. So first things first, I'm gonna give you guys an overview of the MCS exam. There could be students coming through the exemption routes such as the management gateway or the FLP route. So there, in such a context, you need to know what the MCS exam is about, because this might be your first CIMA case study. So I'll be talking about the technical nitty-gritties pertaining to the MCS exam. And in the second part of tonight's session, I will be taking you through a 6-week study plan. So as you already know, you have something like 6 weeks up until your exam. So you need to utilize your time appropriately, because I know for a fact that you guys are extremely busy with your day-to-day lives as well as corporate lives. So in such a context, you might not find enough time to allocate towards studies. But in order to make your life easier, we have prepared a 6-week study plan. And if you stick to it, you'd find out that you can manage all your studies or all your preparations in a not too cumbersome manner. So I'll take you through the 6-week study plan later on. Okay, so let me remind you about the upcoming MCS webinars. So today's webinar is the first webinar, as you already know, where I'm going to take you through a study plan. And the second webinar is happening next Sunday at 18 GMT, same time, 15th of January. And this is an extremely important webinar, because I'll be taking you through answering technique. So in this webinar, I'll highlight what you need to do when it comes to developing answer plans, as well as how to manage your time appropriately, because most students run out of time when they are providing answers. And when you provide incomplete answers, your chances of passing the exam is extremely low. So you need to know how to manage your time. So if you are to manage your time appropriately, you need to focus on your answer planning technique. You need to plan your answers properly, structure your answers properly before you start typing your fully fledged answer. So all these things will be covered in the second webinar, an important webinar. And in the last webinar, which is happening on the 29th of January, again a Sunday, I'll be taking you through exam preparation, thereby highlighting what you need to do to develop confidence before the exam, and what you need to do to maintain the same level of confidence at your real exam. Because as per the CIMA examiner, confident students end up passing the exam comfortably. So you need to make sure that you are confident as a student. So these are the webinars which are supposed to come up in the future. And let me talk about the pathways to MCS. So there are a set of students coming through the CIMA general route. So you would have done your OTQ examinations pertaining to E2, F2 and P2. So since you are really conversant with how the CIMA study system works, and since you have already done the operational case study examination, you would find the MCS exam to be a bit easier than a student who is doing the MCS exam for the first time, or attempting a CIMA case study for the first time. All right. So the normal set of students are there who come through the CIMA general route. Then there are a set of students coming through the exemption routes. Two exemption routes are there: the management gateway as well as the finance leadership program. In both these instances, you are attempting a CIMA case study examination for the first time. And this is totally different to an educational qualification, because CIMA is a professional qualification. So the way in which you need to provide answers are totally different to that of what you'd see in a typical educational qualification. Your answers need to be extremely practical. So in such a context, you'd have to work a bit harder than a normal student coming through the normal student who comes through the CIMA general route. And on top of that, what I've seen is I've been tutoring for MCS for the past 11 years. And as per my experience, what I've seen is students coming through the exemption routes lack an appropriate level of knowledge pertaining to theoretical contexts such as E2, P2, and F2. So if you are coming through an exemption route, you need to learn theory, or else your chances of passing the exam is extremely low. But there's absolutely nothing to worry. We are providing services to fill these gaps when it comes to theoretical knowledge. If you are coming through an exemption route, there are a set of 12 videos which we have prepared based on discussion of mock exams, mocks 3, 4, and 5 to be precise. So if you watch these 12 videos, you'd learn theoretical concepts, as well as you'd learn how to apply this knowledge in a practical sense when developing your answers. Okay, so if you're coming through the exemption route, you might not have an appropriate level of knowledge about theoretical content, but there's absolutely nothing to worry. We have developed videos, as well as we have developed answer plans to fulfill your needs. So that's that. Then let me talk about the exam, what it consists of. So your exam is going to be a PC-based exam, a 3-hour paper, and your paper would have 4 main tasks, and the time allocation for each task is 45 minutes. So this is a time pressured exam. So in such a context, you need to have the ability to manage 45 minutes on a task by task basis. If not, you'd end up failing the exam. So all these things, technical nitty-gritties pertaining to managing your time, will be covered in the next webinar, which is happening on Sunday. Then the pass mark is 80 out of 150, or 54% at an average, as a ratio to be precise. Okay, so having looked into the structure of the exam, let's look at the overview of the exam. Information is provided about a fictitious company in advance via a pre-seen document. So you might have seen, you should have seen the pre-seen document by now. So this is a 20 to 25 page document, and via this document, the examiner is giving you information about the industry in which the company operates, the history of the company, information about the internal dynamics of the company, as well as financial statements of the company. So by looking at all these things, you are in a position to gather an understanding about what the company had done in the past and what type of industry dynamics are there within the chosen industry. Okay, so this is a fictitious company, and when students go through the pre-seen document, they really get confused as to what type of information they need to remember, and what type of information they can disregard. Okay, so what I've seen is students try to memorize all, if there are 20 pages, if the pre-seen document is a 20-page document, there are a set of students who try to memorize everything which appears on the pre-seen. Just because you memorize the pre-seen, you won't pass the exam. So in order to make your life easier, what we have done at TCS is, we have modified the pre-seen document which is provided by CIMA by providing annotations. Okay, so if you go through these annotations, you'd see that all the information is provided in a summarized format, so that it's easier for you guys to remember the most important points. So I've taken out the most important points, and I've developed a summary. And on top of that, I've also mentioned, based on the information provided in the pre-seen, what type of theoretical areas or theoretical concepts can be tested at your exam, because the examiner provides certain hints which are hidden within the pre-seen document. All these hidden hints had been decrypted and mentioned as annotations. So if you go through this annotated pre-scene, which we have provided, then your life becomes easier. You need not remember all the information which appears within the pre-scene. Instead, we have made sure to highlight the most important things which you need to remember. And on top of that, what we have done is we have prepared 3 TikTok videos. And why are these 3 TikTok videos? The most important points which are highlighted within the pre-scene are summarized within 9 minutes. So on a daily basis, I will be sharing these TikTok videos on your WhatsApp group. So if you watch these three TikTok videos on a daily basis, then you'd keep on reminding yourself about the most important information. So that's going to be extremely beneficial for you at the real exam. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about the pre-scene because we have developed an annotated pre-scene. We have developed some TikTok videos. So we've taken care of all the technical nitty-gritty. So you just need to go through the material which we provide. And on top of the pre-scene document, we have prepared financial analysis, a set of slides for financial analysis as well. So, we have analyzed the SOPL, and as you can see, all the information is provided in a concise yet precise manner so that you can easily remember the numbers as well as what these numbers tell us about the company. The same type of analysis has been done pertaining to the statement of financial position, statement of cash flows, and at the very end, a ratio analysis has been carried out. And for each and every ratio, concise evaluations have been provided so that you have a good understanding about the financial nitty-gritties of the company. Okay, so that's that. And on top of that, set of slides had been prepared for thereby conducting an industry analysis as well. Okay, so when developing these set of slides pertaining to the industry analysis, real life companies or real life industry dynamics has been considered. Why have we developed these set of slides? So that you better understand the industry in which your company operates. Okay, so as you can see at the very end of the industry analysis slides, 2 real life companies examples had been taken from 2 real life companies so that you better understand what this industry is about. Okay, so all these things are there. So if you go through all these things, then you'd have a good chance of understanding what the company is up to and understanding the industry dynamics as well. So in the exam, you are required to address issues or questions relating to the management of the company. So you are playing the role of an employee who is at the middle level of the organization. So middle level employees are involved with management of the organization. So that's what you need to look into. And when addressing these issues which are highlighted in your question paper, the examiner is trying to figure out whether you have an appropriate level of knowledge about the company as well as the industry. So if you go through the TikTok videos, if you go through the annotated pre-scene as well as the industry analysis slides, you would cover all these areas without a hassle. Okay, and on top of that, the examiner wants to figure out whether you have an enough amount of knowledge pertaining to E2, P2, and F2 related syllabus areas. And the examiner would also try to figure out whether you have the ability to apply theoretical concepts to a real life business problem. So in order to achieve these things, in order to ensure that you provide answers which depicts your level of knowledge about theoretical content, you need to do mock exams or you need to attempt mock exams again. In order to make sure that you pass first time, we have developed 5 exam standard mock exams. And if you go through the 5 exam standard mock exams, you'd cover the entire syllabus. So especially if you are coming through the exemption route, if you do the 5 mock exams, you would cover the entire syllabus. And in such a context, you need not revisit your theory books or textbooks. You just need to do the 5 mock exams to ensure that the theoretical content is covered. Okay, so that's an overview of the exam. Then let's try to figure out what the examiner is trying to depict in the question paper. You are supposed to play the role of a finance manager. So as I told you earlier, you are at the middle level of the organization and you are playing the role of a finance manager. So the examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. The examiner is trying to replicate a real life company. And within this company, you are playing the role of a finance manager. And as a finance manager, you should be able to apply theoretical knowledge as well as be involved with practical decision making. Okay, so theories are heavily tested, especially when it comes to E2 and P2 related areas. There's a lot of theory. So theories are heavily tested. As you know, you won't be expected to do any calculations at a case study examination. Instead, you need to know the theoretical concepts. And based on these theoretical concepts, you are supposed to come up with practical recommendations. So practical decision making is tested as well. So if you lack knowledge about theoretical areas, then your chances of passing the exam is extremely low. Even if you have knowledge about theoretical areas, if you do not know how to apply this knowledge in a practical sense, how to come up with better recommendations, then again, you won't have a chance of passing the exam. Okay, so that's your role. Then let's look at the to-do list. What are you supposed to do when preparing yourself leading up to the exam? You are supposed to read the annotated pre-scene so that you understand the content highlighted within the pre-scene appropriately. Then you are supposed to watch the 4 pre-scene analysis videos. So we have developed 4 videos covering the entire pre-scene so that you are in a position to better understand what is highlighted or the type of information which is highlighted within the pre-scene. So the 4 videos are broken down. The videos are broken down rather into 4 areas where I've covered the introduction. I've conducted an industry analysis. I've looked into the company operations. And at the very end, I've conducted a financial analysis. So after going through these 4 videos, you'd have enough and more information about what is highlighted within the pre-scene. Then you are supposed to watch the 3 video lectures where I've explained the answers pertaining to mocks 3, 4, and 5. And as I highlighted earlier, when explaining the answers, I've made sure to teach theory. And on top of that, I've made sure to teach how to apply theoretical knowledge within your answers. So as I told you earlier, you need to know your theory. And on top of that, you need to work on your application. Both these areas are covered via these 12 videos, which I have developed. So if you watch these videos, then you'd better understand the type of answers you are supposed to provide at the exam. And on top of that, you can learn theory and you can improve your application skills as well. And you are supposed to attend all 3 webinars and watch the recorded versions if you missed out on any of the webinars. All these webinars are recorded, and the recorded version will be uploaded to the website right after the webinar. Okay, and you are supposed to refer to slides pertaining to the industry analysis, financial analysis, top 10 issues, and theory recaps which we have provided so that you can brush up your knowledge in the theoretical areas. And the most important thing is to practice 5 exam standard mock exams. Okay, so what I've seen is most students, they start preparing closer to the exam, just 1 or 2 weeks before the exam. And because they do not have enough time on their hands, they end up attempting just 1 or 2 mocks. You cannot cover the entire syllabus if you attempt just 1 or 2 mocks. And most students who attempt 1 or 2 mocks end up failing the exam, because you need to have a good understanding about the type of questions which will be thrown at you at the real exam. And on top of that, you need to be conversant about the quality of answers expected out of you. So in order to achieve all these things, you need to practice 5 exams, standard mock exams. And on top of that, develop answer plans based on suggested answers of each mock. So why am I asking you to develop answer plans based on the suggested answers? Because closer to the exam, you can't go through pages and pages of answers. It's going to be a hectic process. So instead of doing that, what I'm urging you to do is I'm asking you to come up with an answer structure or an answer plan or an answer summary for each and every suggested answer of each and every mock. So closer to the exam, you would have summaries of the answers. It's easier to go through an answer summary or an answer plan, and you can easily understand the structure of the entire answer when you go through an answer plan rather than going through a fully fledged suggested answer. Okay, so we at TCS are providing answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5. But in order to improve your answer planning technique, we are asking you to prepare answer plans for mocks 1 and 2. So you are supposed to prepare answer plans based on the suggested answers of mocks 1 and 2 to get your bearings. Then you are simply supposed to refer to the answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5, which we have developed. And you might be wondering how to develop these answer plans or what these answer plans look like. All these things will be covered in the next webinar, where I'll teach you what you need to do when it comes to developing answer plans. So these are the type of activities you need to do leading up to your exam. And let me talk about important dates as well. Please remember, if you are yet to book your MCS exam for the upcoming session, you have to do it before the 31st of January 2023. And your exam dates are from the 15th of February to the 17th of February. All right, so I'm going to move into the second part of tonight's webinar, where I'm going to take you through a 6-week study plan. Before I do that, if you have any questions or concerns, you can raise them now. You can simply switch on your mic and talk, or jot down your question within the chat section. All right, seems like there aren't any questions, so I'm going to move forward. Let me take you through the study plan. So the study plan starts from tomorrow, 9th of January, and within the first week, that's between the 9th of January to the 15th of January. So you are supposed to do all these things. You are supposed to read the annotated pre-scene, watch the 4 pre-scene analysis videos, refer to financial analysis, industry analysis, and top 10 issue slides, and the MCS familiarization kit. So you don't have to do too much in the upcoming week. You are not supposed to attempt mock exams. Instead, you are simply supposed to refer to the study material which we have provided and watch 4 videos. So it's actually simple. You need not do anything. We have done everything for you. So that's what you are supposed to do within the first week. And on the 15th of January, which is next Sunday, as I told you earlier, you are supposed to attend the second webinar, Answering Technique, extremely important webinar. Okay. And in the second week, which starts from 16th January to which spans from the 16th January to the 22nd of January, you are supposed to refer to the theory recap slides of E2, F2, and P2 so that you brush up your knowledge in these areas. You can simply refer to the theory recap slides which we provide. We have made sure to include only the necessary information which will be applicable to the case studies. Okay. And on top of that, we have made sure to keep it concise as much as possible so that you can easily, brush up your knowledge in a fast-paced environment. Then in the second week, you have second week is the busiest week, actually speaking, if you look at the entire study plan, because in the second week, you are supposed to attempt 2 mock exams, mock number 1 and mock number 2. So attempt mock number 1 under simulated exam conditions. So if you are attempting a mock exam, you have to allocate 3 hours of your time, find a secluded area, make sure that there aren't any disturbances, and attempt the entire exam in one go. So I've seen students when they are attempting mock exams, they do the first task today and the second task tomorrow, the third task day after tomorrow, and likewise. That's not going to help you because you are not getting accustomed to exam conditions. At the real exam, you have to sit in one place and do the entire paper at a stretch. So it's better to replicate a similar situation when you are practicing your mock exams. So again, we have made your life easier by developing an exam platform. So when attempting all 5 mocks, you can attempt it via our exam platform, which is akin to the Pearson VUE system or Pearson VUE exam platform you would see at the real exam. So before the exam, you are actually getting accustomed to real exam conditions. So you are supposed to attempt mocks 1 and 2. And on top of that, you are supposed to develop answer plans based on the suggested answers of mock 1. So after next Sunday's webinar, you would know how to develop answer plans. And we are urging you to practice your answer planning technique, because practice makes perfect. Without practicing the answer planning technique, you can't replicate it at the exam. If you are planning to, carry out answer planning technique for the first time at the exam, you can't do it. You would run out of time. Okay, because when you are developing answer plans for the first time, you would see that it takes something like 30 to 40 minutes to do it. But once you practice it, once you champion the process, then you can do it within 15 minutes. Okay, so in order to get your bearings or to practice, we are requesting you to develop answer plans for mocks 1 and 2. So week number 2 is a bit hectic, the most hectic week to be precise. But from week number 3 onwards, your workload comes down to just attempting a mock per week. So in week number 3, which spans from the 23rd of Jan to the 29th of Jan, you are supposed to attempt mock number 3 under simulated exam conditions. You can attempt it via our exam platform. And once you do it, you would get personalized tutor feedback within 48 hours. Okay, so within 48 hours, you would get feedback about your performance. And this is the type of feedback which we provide at TCS. Let me take you through a typical feedback, the type of feedback which we provide. So as you can see, on a paragraph by paragraph basis, I've provided a feedback. And in this feedback, I've made sure to highlight all the shortcomings so that you know where you stand in an actual sense. So throughout the paper, appropriate feedback has been provided, as you can see. And at the very end, what we do is we provide a mark breakdown based on each and every subtask. So by looking at the marks, you'd know what type of shortcomings you have and what you need to do to further improve your chances of passing the exam, thereby getting better marks. Okay, and at the very end, general comments are provided about formatting and whatnot. Okay, so that's the type of feedback you'd get. So you are supposed to attempt mock number 3 in the 3rd week. Then we will send you feedback within 48 hours. You can simply refer to it through your student dashboard or the learning management system which we have developed. And after attempting the 3rd mock, you are supposed to watch the video lecture for mock 3, where I'm explaining the entire answer of mock number 3. So when explaining the answer, I'll be teaching you theory, and I'll be teaching about application as well, based on an exam standard mock exam. Okay, so in week number 3, you are just supposed to, when it comes to preparations, you are just supposed to allocate 3 hours of your time and do 1 mock. Everything else is handled by us. You are not supposed to develop answer plans based on the suggested answer. Instead, we have uploaded answer plans so that you can only focus on attempting the mock exam and going through the study material which we have provided. Okay, so The same could be said about the 4th and the 5th weeks as well. In the 4th week, you are supposed to attempt mock number 4. Refer to personalized tutor feedback and watch the set of videos based on mock number 4. And the same could be said about week number 5, where you are supposed to attempt mock number 5 and do the same process or practice the same process over and over again. Okay. And on the 6th week, which is the last week, you are supposed to refer to study material such as the financial analysis slides, industry analysis slides, and top 10 issues. So I asked you guys to do it in the first week as well. So you are closer to the exam, just 2 or 3 days before the exam. You are polishing up your knowledge in these areas. You are supposed to refer to the answer plans of all 5 mocks. So rather than going through pages and pages of answers, what you're supposed to do is, I asked you to develop answer plans for mocks 1 and 2, and I said that we have already developed answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5. So closer to the exam, you'd have summaries of all of the answers of all 5 mocks. So once you have the summary, you can easily go through all the information. You can easily see the structure. You can easily see the quality of the answers, or what the examiner expects out of you. And on top of that, you would be going through the entire syllabus in one go. Okay, so things become easier closer to the exam, and you are supposed to read the annotated pre-scene one last time and watch the recorded video of MCS webinar 3 exam preparation. And you are supposed to stop all work a day prior to the exam, sleep, eat, and rest well. So let's assume your exam is on the 15th of February. You have to stop all your work by the 13th of February. So you might be wondering why I'm asking you to take a break a day before the exam. Because it's better to calm your mind down, because as I told you earlier, the examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. And if you are to function properly, if you are to think straight, if you are to come up with the best decisions, you need to have a relaxed mindset. Okay, so that's exactly why I want you to start relaxing a day before the exam. Okay, you have to stop all your work a day before the exam, and once you have a relaxed mindset, then your chances of passing the exam is extremely high. Okay, so this is totally in contrast to what a normal student would do. Normal students start preparing 1 or 2 weeks before the exam. They don't eat properly, they don't sleep properly, because they have to manage their corporate responsibilities within the family, and you won't have enough time to allocate for studies, so you won't be sleeping properly. So with all these things, it would build up a lot of stress. But if you stick to our plan, what you need to do is you just need to put in a lot of effort in week number 2. But other than that, it's a matter of just attempting a mock on a weekly basis. All the other things have been covered by us. Just attempting mock exams on a weekly basis. Everything else is about going through the material which we have provided. So closer to the exam, you are relaxing whilst all the other students are trying to do everything under the sun. It is highly ineffective. So you might have worked extremely hard closer to the exam, but ended up failing the exam, because if you are stressed, you can't pass a CIMA case study. Okay, so stick to our study plan, then you'd be relaxed closer to the exam. A relaxed student would come up with better recommendations, thereby playing the role of a finance manager in a better manner, and the chances of you passing the exam is extremely high. So I will be sharing this 6-week study plan via email, as well as I'll share this on the WhatsApp group. So I hope you'd stick to it, because the OCS results came out last week, and I've shared this 6-week study plan with so many students, but in the previous batch, 7 of the students, I know for a fact, they stuck to the study plan. They sent they attempted their mock exams on time. And in such a context, because of it, they were able to get marks above 100. So the pass mark is 80. All 7 students who stuck to the study plan got marks in excess of 100, and the highest mark being 109. So if you stick to this, then your chances of excelling at the exam is extremely high. So when attempting mock exams from week 3 onwards, what you can do is, I know for a fact that Mondays are hectic, so you can forget about Monday. Let's assume that you attempt your third mock on a Tuesday. So you allocate 3 hours on Tuesday and attempt mock number 3. And within 48 hours, you would get my feedback. So if you attempt it on Tuesday, by Thursday, you would get feedback. Then you would know what your shortcomings are. And on Friday, what you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to go through the video tutorials which we have provided for mock number 3. And on Saturday, you can go through the answer plan. You can compare the answer plan to your answer and see what the shortcomings are, which is the way in which which is the only way in which you can improve the quality of your answers. So if you stick to this process, on Tuesday, you are attempting mock number 1. By Thursday, you would get feedback. So it's as if you are going through the mock one more time. And on Friday, you are watching the 4 videos. So you are going through the same mock thrice. And once you compare the answer plans to your answer, it's as if you had gone through the same mock exam 4 times. Okay. So when you do it for all 5 mock exams, it's as if you are going through the mock exams 20 times. That's enough and more practice. And as you can see, you're not supposed to, do wonders. Instead, simply stick to the study plan. Then that's more than enough practice for you to excel, which will enable you to excel at your real exam. Okay. So that's the 6-week study plan. Any questions, guys, before we proceed further? Any questions? Yeah, so Krunal is asking a question, what would be the fees? I will be taking you through all this information in a little while. Yeah, what are the fees again? Yeah, so I'll be taking you through all this information in a while. Any questions, guys, before we move forward? All right, seems like there aren't any concerns or questions. So, okay, a question came through. Gerhard is asking a question. I received the exemption paths. Will I need to do a read through all theory, or can I follow the 6-week study plan and pick up everything I need? Yes, if you utilize our material and at the same time, if you stick to the 6-week study plan, that's all you need to do. You need not go through different type of material and whatnot. If you stick to this plan and utilize our material and complete the tasks which we have asked you to do, then you can easily pass the exam. All right, seems like there aren't any questions coming in. So yeah, so let me remind you about a 10% discount which we are offering. So this is an early bird discount. So the discount code is MCS10. And remember that this expires on the 22nd of January 2023. So it's high time you invest on mock exams and study material. If you are yet to invest, I invite you to do it right now. And if you can utilize the discount code which we have provided. Okay, so let me take you through all the type of services which we offer at TCS. As you can see, I'm on the TCS website, and I'm on the MCS page. By clicking on this button, you can access the free content which we have provided. Okay, the recorded versions of the webinars are there within the free content, and on top of that, there is a mini mock which we have prepared along with the suggested answer. So I urge you guys to go through it to get your bearings, especially if you are doing the MCS exam for the first time. And if you want to purchase our material, before you purchase the material, please go through the sample material to figure out the quality of the sample material. You can simply click on these links and check out what we offer. And if you have your colleagues or friends who are attempting the MCS exam, if they want to attend the webinars, they can do so by clicking on this link, and they would receive an email with the login details. Then talking about the course pricing, we are offering 4 different packages. So the first package is known as the Essential Pack. This is this package is suitable for students who are comfortable with 100% self-learning. Okay, so if you had aced your OTQ exams, if you're coming through the CIMA general route, and if you had aced your OTQ exams, and if you are extremely comfortable with 100% self-learning, then you need not purchase any other package. You can simply go for this package. And if you purchase the Essential Pack, which is priced at £99, you would get your hands on the recorded versions of the 3 webinars, because we are only conducting 3 webinars for the February session. And you'd get your hands on the 5 mock exams with suggested answers, the full pre-scene analysis videos, 4 videos in total, the annotated pre-scene, industry analysis, financial analysis, and top 10 likely issue slides, and as well as the case study familiarization kit. And you would have access to the online discussion forum. Okay, so that's the Essential Pack. And moving on to the Value Pack, this is suitable for students who are looking for one-to-one tutor support. Okay, not every student is comfortable with self-learning. So if you need one-to-one mentoring and tutor support, I urge you to go for the Value Pack. And if you purchase the Value Pack, you would get all the material which I mentioned under the Essential Pack. And on top of that, you would have access to the online mock exam platform. So when attempting all 5 mocks, you can do it under simulated exam conditions. Okay, you can attempt all 5 mocks under our exam platform in real exam conditions. So it's better to practice within the platform before walking into the exam, because if you don't do it, you'd have to spend some time to get your bearings with the Pearson VUE platform. So in order to save you that trouble, save you from that trouble, we have developed our own mock exam platform on which you can practice. And we are providing professional marking and one-to-one tutor feedback on 3 mocks, mocks 3, 4, and 5 to be precise. And we are providing theory recaps of OTQ syllabus content so that you can brush up your knowledge in these areas. And the price is £199. And the other 2 packages are the Essential Plus and the Value Plus packages. So if you purchase the Essential Plus package, you would get all the material which I mentioned under the Essential package. On top of that, you would get access to 6+ hours of video lectures, or 12 video lectures in total. And as I highlighted earlier, in these videos, I'm explaining theory as well as focusing on application. Okay, and this is recommended for students who are comfortable with self-learning, and those who are coming through the FLP route or the exemption route. Okay, the price is £175, and the Value Plus package is the total solution. So you'd get your hands on everything which I mentioned under the Value Pack. And on top of that, you'd get access to 12 videos where I'm explaining the answers of mocks 3, 4, and 5 at the same time, teaching you guys theory as well as application. Okay, and the Value Plus package is most suitable for students who are coming through the exemption route. As I highlighted earlier, most students who come through the exemption route, they lack a proper level of knowledge about theoretical content. If you do not know theory, you can't pass this exam. So in order to learn theory and at the same time improve your application skills, you have to go, I urge you to go for the Value Plus package. And on top of that, if you had failed the MCS exam previously, then you have to definitely go for the Value Plus package, because you need one-to-one tutor support. You need to watch the videos and learn the type of the quality of answers you are supposed to provide, and you need to get your hands on the answer plans for mocks 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's that, and that's priced at £275. And if you are yet to be part of the WhatsApp discussion forum for MCS, then you can simply click on this button and join the WhatsApp discussion group. All right, so that's what we offer. And remember, if you are purchasing our material, remember to make use of the 10% discount which we are offering. All right, is it possible to pay the fee over 2 months? Gerhard, I have to get back to you on that, because I need to get in touch with finance. I'm not too conversant about these areas. So Gerhard, hope you can drop, if you can drop us a message on this WhatsApp number, or if you can share your email address, then I can get in touch with you. Okay, hope you can share your email address with us. Simply mention it on the chat section, so that I can send you a message, or you can simply message us on our WhatsApp number. So you can contact us via our website, or email us, or WhatsApp us. And I urge you to follow us on our social media handles. What would be the validity of classes? Krunal, I don't get what you mean by it. Validity in the sense, I don't understand what we have mentioned. Hope you can elaborate further. Okay, so in the meantime, I urge you to follow us on our social media pages, especially go through the blog posts which can be found on our website itself. Yeah, so by clicking on this button, you can check out our blog posts in order to get your bearings about a case study, about CIMA case study examinations. And concluding thoughts, approach MCS as an opportunity to learn rather than an exam to pass. So having said that, thank you very much for joining in. We value your presence, and I hope you guys would join me next Sunday, when I'm taking you through the answer planning technique. All right. So thank you very much for joining in. I'll see you guys next week. Good night and take care.